The US FAA, as well as a number of other countries' countries' aviation authorities, have grounded the Boeing 787 Dreamliner indefinitely. This was supposed to be the new wave of air travel, made of different materials, so it wastes 20% less fuel, more comfortable cabin because of the humidity levels that are there and the lighting and all sorts of other stuff. And now we have airlines scrambling to arrange flights as Europe, India, and Japan join the U.S. in grounding all 787s because there is this battery-related problem which has to be investigated. We've seen a bunch of different warning lights, emergency landings. There was a Japanese domestic flight that had to do an emergency landing. I believe there were 2 Japanese Airlines flights that were flying Boston to Tokyo, which had to come back. I don't know if it was come back to Boston or just land or somewhere else. And this seems to be a significant problem for people who say, well, this seems to happen all the time with airplanes. Not true. This is the first time that a U.S.-made passenger plane has had this level of action against it since the McDonnell Douglas DC-10 had its airworthiness certificate suspended following a crash back in 1979 in Chicago. There's 850 of these new planes that have been sold. 50 have been delivered so far. About half are operating in Japan. But they're really all over the world, Lewis. This seems like a big deal. Not certainly something that affects the airworthiness of the plane, but if you're going to have these lights going off and the plane can't be flown.
Right. If it is strictly a battery problem, I guess in the future I'd still consider riding one. I mean, it doesn't seem like there's any problems with its structural integrity or anything like that. But still, I mean, it makes
electronics can cause bigger problems.
It makes you uneasy to think that there are issues with something this massive that is 30,000 feet in the air.
It's like, there's 2 ways to think about this. I could go back and find probably most planes I've flown on have at some point crashed. Most recently, when I went to Portugal over the New Year, it was an Airbus A330-200, which is the same type of airplane that disappeared in that Air France crash, which was a flight from Brazil back to France. And, I mean, you just kind of have to assume that no matter what model plane you're on, it's very unlikely, although certainly there are certain airlines I would probably tend to avoid.
Yeah, usually it is the small planes that end up crashing.
Right.